Alright, what's up guys? In today's video, we're talking about the best class setup for the AUG. We're going to be breaking down all the attachments as well as taking an in-depth look at the 5.56 ammo and comparing the AUG with the 5.56 ammo to a bunch of different assault rifles and basically breaking down how good the attachment actually is for you guys and what the biggest bonus of it. We're going to have the positives, the negatives, the overall base stats of the AUG as well as the exact best class setup and how that best class setup with the 5.56 ammo ranks against a bunch of the other assault rifles. If you guys have not yet heard, Exclusive Ace claimed this was the best gun to use in Warzone, and I'm here to tell you guys that is false. This gun is still excellent, definitely a very, very good gun, but there's a few negatives about it that in my opinion absolutely make this gun horrible, but the good things about it make this gun amazing. So there's two real big negatives and there's a couple really excellent positives about it. So we're going to be talking about all of that, breaking it down for you guys, telling you everything, talking about the best benefits of using the SMG version or the benefit of using the 5.56 version, because the SMG version is pretty good in certain situations. Like I said, the first thing I want to talk about is the actual base stats, because I think this is what defines the AUG as a whole as far as what makes it bad. So the base stats of the gun, you have a 34, 25, 20, 18 damage profile. Basically meaning it has a 3, 4, 5, and 6 shot kill range. The overall fire is about 750 rounds per minute, which is on the lower end of SMGs. As far as the range, your two base ranges are between 12 and 30 meters, which is exactly almost average for all the SMGs. And in my opinion, the biggest negative about it is the aim down sight time is 250 milliseconds, which is equivalent to that of the M4. It's definitely the biggest negative. The mobility is pretty good. 97% move speed is average for SMGs, but the overall strafe speed, which for SMGs is usually pretty fast, is definitely going to be on the lower end at 50%. Definitely probably the slowest strafe speed of all the SMGs, so that's one of the big negatives where it lacks. But the positives about it is the 5.56 range is absolutely incredible, like absolutely ridiculously incredible. You guys will see in a second. And the long barrel, which is the 6.22 barrel, is absolutely amazing as well. So this gun basically reminds you of the SCAR. It's the SCAR of the SMGs. The aim down sight time is horrible. The ammo is extremely low. The extended mags is very bad. As far as talking about the extended mags, you can either add 7 bullets, switching to the 5.56 ammo adds 30 rounds, and then if you run the 60 round mag with the 5.56 ammo, your movement speed is 6% slower, which is almost double or triple what normal extended mag should do, and the aim down sight's 20% slower, which is again double what is normal for a regular AR. So there's a real big negatives about it, but the overall best class setup I 100% recommend is the 6.22 long barrel. The Commando foregrip is definitely something you guys will learn in a second as far as comparing what was the best grip. The Commando foregrip is actually the best grip for it. It has obviously a lot of positives for a very minimal negative. The tac laser is definitely one of the best attachments. The aim down tight is really slow. The tac laser is 3 positives for no negatives. Obviously the monolithic suppressor. And then 100% definitely run the 5.56 ammo. This is the best class setup for Warzone. The 5.56 ammo helps with your overall range by a significant amount. So as far as talking about the best class setup and comparing it to that of the M4 as well as the Growl, we're going to be taking the best class setup of each weapon and then comparing them head to head. You guys will see on the screen now, you guys can see the range as far as up to what meters and then the overall time to kill. So it is going to be faster than the M4 and the Growl up to that close range, up to 18 meters. You guys can see significantly faster, about 20%, if not 30% faster than the M4 and the Growl, which is a significant time to kill. And then obviously if you take that up to 44 meters, which is your close to mid-range fights, obviously the M4 smokes it. The Growl definitely beats it as well. But once you take that second, which in my opinion takes it from a mid to long range fight, which is anything over 44 meters, it is going to kill faster all the way up to 100 meters, which is almost sniping distance. You guys can see it kills significantly faster than both the weapons above that 73 meter range, which is where obviously the M4 drops off, and then the 88 meters, which is where the Growl drops off. It once again kills faster. So up to 100 meters, it's going to kill significantly faster in that max range of the Growl. Then obviously that max range of the M4, it's going to kill significantly faster. So the overall time to kill only lacks in 18 to 44 meters as far as compared to the M4 and the Growl. So this is an excellent attachment to use, the 5.56, with the best class setup on there. The overall time to kill, you're talking about 800 milliseconds all the way up to 100 meters. You can hit your shots at 100 meters. You'll still have the same time to kill as obviously anywhere from that 57-meter range. So double the range, still the same time to kill, is why this gun is so excellent. As far as what the 5.56 ammo actually does, the damage gets increased. Instead of being a 3 to 6 shot kill, it drops down to 3 to 5 shot kill only. The fire rate drops down to about 660 overall, which is about exactly 12% slower. And then as far as the recoil pattern, as far as going for a slower fire rate, the recoil is actually significantly worse. The good positive about this weapon is it is only vertical, but is very hard to counter. You guys will see in a second, but you guys can see a screenshot on screen of the default SMG version of the AUG, and then obviously the 5.56 ammo version of the AUG. You guys can see the recoil pattern is significantly worse. So talking about the actual benefit of using the 9mm ammo versus the AUG 5.56, what is the actual bonus? As far as that initial range up to 12 meters, the 5.56 ammo is definitely going to kill faster just because the damage is significantly increased. And then obviously there's only one range where the 9mm kills fast. That's that second range, which is the 12 to 20 meters. It's going to kill faster just because that's pretty much as good SMG range. But as far as the 5.56 ammo for the AUG, in comparison head-to-head versus the SMG version, it's going to be better and faster time to kill, anywhere from 20 to 65 meters, which is pretty much 99% of your gunfights. The only range with the SMG is going to kill fast, which is that max damage range of the 5.56 ammo, which is above 65 meters. So it's only relevant in an 8-meter radius where it kills faster. Obviously, so the 5.56 ammo is 100% better because those ranges which you need the most to be better, it is better. So I 100% recommend the 5.56 ammo for sure. As far as talking about the basic attachments, I'm breaking down which are the best attachments. The barrels, we have the 407 extended, the 407 lightweight, and the 622. The 407 lightweight is the simple basic long barrels on all the other guns. 20% more range, 10% slower ADS. Like I said, with this gun having a significantly worse recoil pattern, you definitely want something that's going to add that recoil control. The extended barrel is going to have 30% more range for a 20% slower ADS, which is pretty significant. Definitely has an improved recoil. As far as comparing that to the 622, you're getting 45% more range, which is massive for this gun, you guys. That's the one thing where you get that up to 100 meters at time to kill, which is what makes it so good. So I 100% recommend this barrel. Your aim down sight time is going to be very, very slow, 30% slower. Movement speed is about 4% slower, but the increased recoil pattern is significant. You guys can see the barrels compared head to head on the screen now. The 622 is definitely better. It's obviously a little bit less, so I 100% recommend it. As far as the grips, I tested out every single grip possible, and every single time I got the same recoil pattern by like a little bit. They were almost a little bit different, but every single time, using the operator, using the ranger, using the merc, using the commando, they all had the same recoil pattern. So I guess the 5.56 ammo kicks in that hard. As far as comparing, you know, the recoil pattern doesn't change at all. The two biggest things I was about the most is the rubberized grip is absolute trash. 100% do not recommend it on the AUG specifically. It actually makes the recoil pattern worse. You guys can see on the screen now, 100% makes the recoil pattern worse. The tactical foregrip, the far shot accuracy of this weapon, the idle sway, is not the best. But as far as putting that tactical foregrip on there, you guys can see a little video clip. The tactical foregrip on the right, the default on the left. It definitely helps out a little bit. But as far as the actual percentage it helps is so small that the idle sway still looks the same. It's just a little bit slower, so it's garbage. I do not recommend that at all. The only grip I recommend on this is the commando grip. It gave the best recoil pattern when you 5 attachments together. Obviously, the commando has the big positive for the least amount of negatives. Only your movement speed has no effect on your overall weapon. You get 2 positives to your overall weapon, so I 100% recommend it. As far as talking about the unique attachments, the biggest thing that lacks in this is the aim down sight time. You really can't increase that much. The tac laser gives you about a 10% faster ADS, obviously better first shot accuracy, and the aim locking steadiness, which 100% helps this weapon. I 100% recommend the #1 attachment to use in Warzone, the CQC stock. Make sure idle sway a little bit worse, which this gun doesn't have the best of idle sway. It's definitely going to help make the aim down sight speed about 10% faster, which is not much. Like I said, the biggest negative is your aim down sight time because you can't really bring it back up to be fast. Biggest negative, in my opinion, about the AUG in completely every way. So as far as comparing it in the time to kill category, you guys can see on the screen now. As far as the greens, you guys will see the greens on the screen of the AUG. The greens is where it is the best. As far as comparing it to the M4, the Grau, the Kilo, and the Ram, up to 12 meters. It is the fastest killing gun. And then obviously if you take that mid-range, the 30 to 38 meters, which is a pretty decent mid-range, it's going to kill faster than the M4 and the GFUEL, which are two of the most popular weapons. And then you take that extended range, the kilo falls off the 55 to 65 meters. It kills faster than every single assault rifle. So it definitely is a very good weapon because that mid-range is where it is significantly really good. It does lack hard at the max range. You guys can see the 65 meters plus, which is the max damage range of the weapons, is where it is the slowest. So it is an excellent mid-range assault rifle. Definitely, like I said, if you put those max 5 attachments together on it, it's going to help it out at the long range. But obviously, like I said, that overall time to kill still lacks pretty hard. But like I said, the best 5 class setup for it is definitely what makes it the best. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully you guys learned something new. Hopefully this video does help you guys out. As far as breaking it down for you guys, I 100% recommend the 5.56 ammo. It definitely 100% makes this a better gun. The biggest negative is the overall recoil pattern is very hard to counter. You can't really bring it down that much compared to like that of the M4 and the GFUEL. It definitely has the worst recoil out of all those assault rifles. And then as far as the aim down sight time is also the worst, and the movement speed is obviously going to get chunked down pretty hard as well. So the mobility of it lacks pretty hard, and the overall accuracy lacks pretty hard. So as far as comparing it to the GFUEL and the M4, I definitely would take both those guns over this gun. So as far as exclusive Ace saying this was one of the best, if not the best guns to use in Warzone, definitely going to have to disagree. So if you guys are still watching the video, you guys haven't left a like or subscribed, I would very much appreciate it. Make sure you guys use code Trapgod on all of your scuff and GFUEL purchases. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one.